Something that you feel grateful for today. One things, two things, three things, four things, whatever it is. What do you feel grateful for this morning? Today we're going to go from 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock. I will do my best to get you guys out of here on time, but we do have a lot of information to cover, so it's going to go fast and furious. But it's always important to take a moment to remember what got us here, what we're grateful for, and things that if we didn't have this thing, or if we didn't know this person, or if we weren't in this position, then life would be worse off. It's really hard to be angry when you're grateful. It's really hard to want or be greedy when you're grateful. So it's important to practice gratitude. Who wants to share?
I'll go out. I said I'm grateful for having a detail and 3 demos today, keeping me busy.
Yeah, a busy day. Make a lot of money today.
Yeah.
That's good. That's awesome. What else?
Grateful to see my daughter waking up smiling.
Yeah, that's important. That's great. What else? Oh yeah, happy birthday, Claire. What's up? How old are you turning? Dang.
Oh no.
Be last teenage year. Nice. Happy birthday. That's awesome. Should have brought a cake. Well, cool. What else?
I'm grateful for Stephen Hunt.
Aw, thanks, Adrian. Oh, what did I do that this morning? Oh, fire. Uh-huh. Yeah, it's like every day. Every day you get a new opportunity. That's great. Thanks for the share, Adrian. Thanks, bro. What else you guys got? Recently, you got something?
So yesterday was a long day at events.
Yeah.
And, I still had demos, and I wasn't really sure how they were going to go because they were virtual demos, you know how those go.
Oh, yeah.
So I stayed at the office, even though I wasn't sure if it was going to happen. So I was like, it was kind of frustrating because they didn't really, one of them, like their services sucked. So I could dedicate them. I had to keep repeating myself over and over.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't want it affect my demo.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna call him again today and I'm gonna get something.
That's awesome.
Because he loves knives.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. Is that why you texted me at like 12 last night, saying that you got back? Like, did you guys made it there back or whatever? Oh, okay. Yeah. 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 What time did you leave the office yesterday? Okay, so it's around 10 o'clock last night. That's great. And can you tell them a little bit about the training that you went to yesterday? Because most of these guys don't know what that is.
That's just and we always set up a big like benches and stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah.
Especially during the holidays. It's really good to be a part of the events team during the holidays.
Yeah.
If y'all don't know Kristen, you definitely
You need to know her.
Yeah.
She's a beast. Kristen is our CSP here, and it's crazy to say. She's officially, so she just got a promotion to be a CSP, which is a cut sales professional here in Amarillo. Amarillo's never had a CSP before. And so we're really excited about her. And she's our events leader. She's also the assistant division coordinator for the events team. So like Bruce has said, it's an opportunity to go work at shows and events. And basically, you know how you do it. You go out, find customers, do a demo with them in about an hour and a half, 2 hours, right? Well, at events, customers come to you and the demo takes about 10 minutes and they buy from you. Kristen sold 24K in December by herself and she makes 50% commission. So she made 12 grand by herself with people coming to her. So it's a pretty lucrative program. You have to be over 10K in career sales to be trained on that. We do the training twice a year, once in January and once in August. So you guys have a lot of time to get over that 10K mark and be looking forward to the next training here in August. So it's exciting. I was grateful for what I wrote down this morning is worship music and a working car. I've had cars in the past where they give me tons of problems, but this car that I have, I mean, it's, this morning it was a little rainy when I walked outside. Weather was bad last night. And I guess it wasn't that cold this morning, but recently it's been cold. And just to be able to like get in the car, turn it on, it turns on, heat comes on, it drives, it's comfortable, never have problems with it. I'm just very grateful for that. Worship music is like really, really good for just my peace, like personal peace. So I love my worship music. Trevor, do you want to share what you wrote down this morning?
Yeah, but I'm grateful to have a home to live in, warm bed and stuff.
Yeah.
Not everybody gets that, so.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Well, guys, if this is your first team meeting, welcome. If this is not, welcome back. I'm excited about this. We call this our sales huddle. I used to call it a team meeting, but I want to call it a sales huddle because that feels more fun. So, so welcome to our sales huddle for today. This is the first one. What is it? The 7th? I think it's the first one of the new year. Today's the 8th.
Yes.
You're right. I think this is the first one of our new year. So, welcome. Today we're going to be talking a lot about with it being the new year, starting off. I want to talk about the best practices to be successful this year. We want to set the intentions and set the tones right. So we're going to have a workshop here in just a minute covering those things. To start off, we always start off with building our team. Building our team is one of the best ways that you can give back to our team and also give back to the community around you. And also it benefits you. If you guys remember, there is an office contest where if you help us get 3 people on the team, or even 3 people even just hear about the job from you, then you get a $150 cash prize, bonus prize. If you get 2 more people, and that's 5 people, you get another $200. So for every 5 people, you get $350 cash in bonuses. So that's why we post every team meeting. We just make a post. I just sent a flyer in the group. If you guys would go have that and post it on your Snapchat and Instagram and just tag me, right? Tag on Instagram, tag our office and myself. And you're just going to go drop a couple of details. This is a great way for you to win some extra cash, help us build our team, and just spread awareness. So everybody will go to the group me real quick, grab that picture. You can just post it. Just make sure that you tag me and tag vn.amarillo. That's our Instagram. We've been growing really quickly. This picture was taken, I don't know, month and a half ago. We're at 131 followers, 3,000 in views over the last 30 days. I took this picture this morning. We're at 270 followers with 35,000 views in the last 30 days. So our Instagram is growing quickly. Help us to continue to build our brand. We want to build a culture of professionals that are, selfless, hardworking, leadership oriented, and growth oriented. And so we just want more people just like you guys. So if you go grab that post, make a post on your story on Instagram and Snapchat. On Instagram, tag my personal and the office one so that we can repost it for you. And then on Snapchat, add me on Snapchat and then post it for me. So take a minute to do that. Once I get everybody's notification, then we'll move on. Just grab the picture, take it to Instagram, tag me in the office, post it, then go to Snapchat, add me on Snapchat, and then post it and tag me on Snap as well. So this is just to spread the awareness. We're looking for people for our spring positions. And now is a great time. Everybody is, guys, I don't know if you guys know this, but we're always recruiting. And so earlier this week, our team scheduled over 20 of Claire's friends and Donovan's friends. And so those are all PRs that are going to get credited towards them. So it's going to help them towards that office contest, as well as the national and regional scholarship for our team builder scholarship as well. So, it's a great way to help us build our office, do those things. So go ahead and make the post, spread the awareness. People are looking for work right now. We set over 20 people in what, 2 hours, 2.5 hours. And so it really, that's a pretty high number for normal stuff. So here during this time, your friends are looking for work, whether you know it or not. So just help us spread the awareness, take that picture, in the group me.
You
Make sure
have
tag you.
to-
Sure.
Is that what you have up there or you?
No, I mean, it's a picture. I wouldn't post it. I mean, I guess you could post a picture on TikTok, but yeah, I guess you could post it on your story. I just thought. That's our TikTok, dm.amarillo. Gonna go follow that. We haven't made a ton of content on it yet, but you just want to. But no, you don't have to post it on your TikTok if you want to. You can. But Snapchat and Instagram. Now, if somebody swipes up and says, "Hey, what's this about?" All you got to tell them is, "Hey, here's a link. Here's a link for an application. My manager will call you and tell the details." That's all you got to say. Here's the link for an application, and send them this link: amarillostudentwork.com. That's the link. Very simple. amarillostudentwork.com. So all you got to do is somebody swipes up and is interested or asks you questions. Hey, what's it like? How does it work? I wouldn't tell them I wouldn't tell them about it only because, I mean, you can tell them some details. Yeah, you should tell them some details. What details do you tell? $24 base pay, flexible schedule. It's easy to do, right? Tell them the quick highlights and then have them call me or have them apply so that I can call them. Because guys, I want to help you build a team with your PRs. And I'm really, really good at recruiting people. You guys have not been trained to recruit people. So have them fill out the application. And if you allow me to talk to them, I'll be a much better recruiter than you are. So get them to apply. At amarillostudentwork.com if they swipe up. Did you do Instagram? Did a Snapchat? No.
Yeah,
Probably for the
I'm a
better.
dinosaur.
Okay, Steven, I have a question.
That,
What are we doing? What did I miss?
okay. We did gratitudes already, and now we're taking the picture in the group me and posting it on our story and tagging VM Amarillo.
Okay. That's all I missed?
Yep.
Oh,
We phone jam for the first 20 minutes,
oh, okay,
25 minutes. So,
okay.
okay, did everybody get it? Donovan, you got it? Okay. Did you tag me on Instagram?
Yeah.
Oh, I got it. Yeah. Cool. Larry, you got it. Brooke, I got it. Reese, I got it. Trevor, did you get it?
What do you mean?
Did
Like
you,
I added pages of,
posted it?
yes.
Cool. Okay, cool. And then does everybody get it on their Snapchat as well?
Yes.
If you get it on your Snapchat, if people add you from this post or they swipe up or whatever, same thing, right? But if they add you, you should add them back because they are adding you because they're probably interested in the position or the job. So, again, if they have questions, just tell them, hey, here's a link for an application. My manager can call you and tell you all the details about it. So that's all it is. Cool. Everybody get it? If you're done with it, please put your phone down. I know you're done. All right. What is everybody's favorite #1 dream destination for travel? Rome? Yeah. No, it's pretty cool. Rome's pretty nice.
You actually put mine. Yeah.
Rome is yours?
Yeah.
You ever seen Gladiator?
Yeah.
Dude, such a good movie.
Why
That's a
you
good-
know?
Bro, I watched I watched Gladiator. I was in,
I got a new one coming out.
yeah, #2. I seen it already. Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Don't say nothing, bro.
It's good. I watched Gladiator 1 in Tuscany while I was there in March. And it was so surreal because I like looked out the window and it was like he was probably riding it there. Like It was crazy. And then a couple days later, we went to Rome and saw the Colosseum and got to go inside and the whole thing. So it was awesome.
I'm pretty sure that it's not like a true story though.
Oh, no,
Or it's kind of like,
it's definitely
Yeah.
fictional. Yeah, but it is based off factual events. That stuff did happen. So, it's actually a Greek. Now, I'm a history nerd. It's actually a Greek mythology. Is that story of him where he's sent off and whatever. So
It's actually just interesting when you know the history about it,
Yeah.
because it's like nobody actually wants to do those type of things now,
mhm.
and they're scared to actually do those things or even want to role play those things because of what's the whole point. No, it's history. Why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah. What other dream destinations do you guys got?
Thailand and Egypt.
Thailand. Why? I can see Egypt. I want to go to the pyramids. That'd be really cool. But why
Yeah.
Thailand?
Because like it's just so like beautiful and inexpensive.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
there's so many pretty like waterfalls and you could ride elephants,
That would be so cool. Low key, that's awesome.
zip line.
Yeah,
This is so fun.
that's cool. My friend's parents are going to Thailand today. They're going for 11 days.
Wow,
Yeah.
must be nice. They're living my dream.
Yeah. Donovan, what's your dream destination?
I don't know.
Germany? Why Germany? Seems cool. Germany is known for castles. It has more castles than McDonald's
I thought England
in
had
the
more
US. That's what Instagram says. That's what Instagram says. Whether that's true or not, I find that hard to believe. But Instagram told me that Germany has more castles than McDonald's in the US or something like that. So, yeah, I find it hard to believe, but whatever. Germany is known for its castles. So, in fact, there was two castles that the Disney castle was based off of. One was in Germany, the other one was in Segovia, Spain. I got to see the one in Segovia last year in 2024 in Spain, but the other one was in Germany. So it's cool. What else, Claire? What's your dream destination?
Like I have like a place in mind, but I can't remember what it's called. I just pictured it.
What's can you like describe it? What's it about? What's it like? Why do you
Like
like
three
it?
pieces of water.
Hawaii? Is it like the island in the Pacific? Like the Heads Islands? Like Easter Island?
I think it starts with an M. I don't know.
Madagascar?
No.
I love that movie. That's my favorite movie. That's such a good movie. Trevor, you got a dream destination?
are you talking about the Maldives or what?
Yes.
Oh, okay. This guy knows something. He's just
Yeah, I
being
just gotta
quiet.
look at it.
He was just being quiet.
I think anywhere in Europe would be cool, but I think Japan would probably be top of the list.
Japan sounds cool. Those are like my two places that I still really want to go is Japan and Egypt. I want to see the pyramids and ride a camel. In Egypt? Oh, traveling?
No, Japan.
Oh, yeah.
You get lost in Africa more than you get lost.
Yeah, more likely.
That's true.
I actually met a guy from Japan like last weekend. He took
Oh.
out his passport and he was like, see? And I was like, oh, that's crazy.
That's funny.
The lady that I did the demo for the other day, like, it was last week. She pulled out pictures of her in Africa. So, to see some of the animals that she see. She was on the safari.
Wow. That's awesome.
Oh, she went low actually too. So she showed me pictures of the
Yeah.
birds.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Well, reason I ask about that is because with 2026 coming around the corner, anything can happen this year. And I'm a big believer that if you set your mind to it, if you set your intentions on it, that things can happen and you can work towards it. So I remember in 2016, I saw a picture on Google, or I think it was on Bing, if you guys know what Bing is or remember that. Had like a picture of like these pink and orange and yellow buildings on the cliffside and like an ocean. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is like the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. I bet that's art. Well, I see at the bottom it says Cinque Terre, Italy. And I was like, is this a place? So I look it up, I Google it, Cinque Terre, and it's the most beautiful place. I didn't even think it was a real place, and I was like, oh my gosh, that place is amazing. And I was like, that's my dream destination. If I'm going to go anywhere in my life, I want to go to Cinque Terre, Italy, because stuff like that, I can't even imagine it being a real place. Well, at the time, I put that in the back of my mind. I was like, yeah, okay, cool, whatever. I thought, when am I going to get to go? Well, probably, when I'm 50, when I'm 60, when I'm old and I'm retired and whatever. And then I was sitting on a call with a guy named Dane Aspergard, who was doing a dreams list exercise where he took 3 hours and we just brainstormed as many dreams for our life that we could possibly think of. And that's not what we're doing today, but this is what we did. And one of those things that I wrote down was go to Cinque Terre and Italy, and that was in 2021. And then after that workshop, I closed that list, I forgot about it, and I didn't look at it until 2 years later in 2023. Well, what happened in 2022? I went and ran a branch in 2022. I made $40,000 that summer. I saved more than half of it, and I used that money to go to Italy. And I wasn't thinking about my dreams list. I wasn't thinking about how in 2016 I thought of it. I went to Italy, and one of the places my sister recommended me to go was Cinque Terre, and I didn't know. She called it Vernazza. Well, Cinque Terre means 5 lands. It means 5 cities, basically, and it's 5 cities along the northern coast of Italy on the Mediterranean. And I ended up going and seeing the place where that picture was. And in 2023, I stumbled across that dreams list, and it reminded me of all those dreams, and one of those was Cinque Terre. And I was like, oh my gosh, I did it. I didn't even know that I did it, and I did it. That's how cool is that? And one of my lifelong goals to travel, I did it by the time I was 21, 22 years old, and I was like, well, now what? What am I going to do with myself now? So I've had to come up with new dreams. But the reason I tell you that story is because when you write things down, when you set your intentions, when you are brave enough to know what your goal is and to write it down, things can happen whether you mean for it to happen or not. So that's why today we're going to do a little like goals exercise today for our workshop, and then we're going to talk about best practices on how to achieve those things. How do you put yourself in good positions in order to go be successful? So before we do that, we're going to go over some results from 2025 and some results from last week. So part of our team meetings, part of our sales huddle is I love to take some time to do some recognition for our team for our recent results. So with that said, we're going to go over 2026 and some exciting news and exciting things. So, first of all, for our top representatives for the fall campaign of 2025, we had in first place Kristen T. Fertillo. She sold $37,878. She's not here today. She's actually been working with Dante on the events program, and she's on meetings with him and things like that. But she's not here this morning. She sold $37,000 in the fall campaign last semester. Now, the cool thing about Kristen, she had to sell $20K in December in order to officially hit her CSP promotion. She went out and I'm pretty sure she finished at 24, maybe $26K in December alone. So she surpassed that and she's officially a CSP. Brooke was our number 2 person in the office last semester with $15,754. Great job, Brooke, and thank you for your leadership last semester. Brisa at $13,192 last semester, all while going to school. Once again, thank you, Brisa, for your leadership and results last semester. Lily, who's not here today, sold $12,020, and then Rylan, who's also not here, she's on a demo right now, sold $11,880. Those are our top 5 reps for last campaign. So guys, my advice to you, if you want to be top 10, top 5 for the campaign this semester, here in the spring, you got to start early, okay? I can tell you this, Kristen, Brooke, Brisa, those girls were working really hard early on and put themselves ahead of the game so that later it was harder for newer reps to catch up and go beat them. So if you want to be top 5 reps in the campaign this semester in the spring, you got to start early. Last semester, our total orders for the fall was 430 orders. That is more than, how many days is in the fall? Probably like 160. So that's like 2 to 3 orders a day, every single day for the fall, which is exciting. Now our goal for the fall was to sell $200,000. We came up a little bit short, but we did sell $153,000, which is almost double what we sold the prior year. So with that said, I would say a round of applause for that. Great work last semester. Thank you guys, all your effort. I mean, that's a really, really solid number. We're excited about that. A couple of promotions that happened this last semester that's really exciting. Liberty got promoted to be an assistant manager in training. Rylan also got promoted to be an assistant manager in training. last semester. And so Ryland's officially now an assistant manager, and she's getting set up to where here in just a week, she's going to get promoted to be a branch manager this summer. She's going to be running her own office next summer. Also, promotions that are going to be happening from this last semester is Serena is going to get her branch promotion here in just about a week at YB. So congratulations, Serena, on that. For our district manager promotions, we had Brooke, Brisa, and Liberty step up into the management training role where their intentions are set on opening up a district office this summer. So we're really excited about them, and congratulations and thank you guys for that work there. And then last but not least, as a CSP first ever in Amarillo, we have Kristen Tiller, who earned her CSP promotion from this last semester. So guys, this last fall, we accomplished a lot. There's a lot of exciting things that happened, a lot of promotions, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that went into all of this, a lot of milestones hit, a lot of goals met. And it's just, we've done it all around the idea of building the right kind of team with the right pillars, the right people to have our first $1 million year. Whether that's here in 2026 or 2027, we're all about developing leaders and developing people to be their best here and now, here in this semester. So we're really excited about that. Now, for this next slide, we're going to go over our recent results from this last week. Now, here's how our recognition, here's how our results go. If they're one of the top reps in the office, we're going to give them a round of applause. We're going to be super excited for them. We're going to be pumped. Everybody deserves recognition for their work last week. But we're going to take a minute to recognize the top 5 people from last week. So if they are here, we're going to give them a round of applause. Be excited for them. So let's bring the energy on that. Let's practice real quick. You guys ready? Yeah. Okay. Ready, set. Woo! Yeah! Nice job. Okay. Nice job. Okay. Cool. That's good. Okay. You guys are perfect. That's great. If they're not here though, they get some recognition, but we're not going to waste a lot of time on them. So we're just doing like a couple snaps, ceremony snaps. Just like, okay, nice job. Okay, cool. Let's move on. So with that said, let's go over our results from the first week of 2026. So in first place was Brooke, selling $4,635 last week. Congratulations, Brooke. That's fantastic. That's really strong. In second place, Miss Serena herself, selling $3,648. She is here on Zoom, so give her a round of applause. Great job, Serena. In third place, Mr. Trevor, finishing his fast start strong, selling $2,416 last week. Great job. Great job, Trevor. And then Claire, in her first weekend, selling $2,257 in her first weekend. Congratulations. That's really awesome. And then Brisa selling $1,805 last week in the first, to start the year strong. Good job, Brisa. Good job. So guys, we started off the spring with a bang. We were actually the number 7 office in the entire country for district offices. So great job on that. That deserves a round of applause. Everybody contributed to that. So whether you were at the top of the list or at the bottom of the list, if you placed one order, I want to say thank you, because there's something special about placing one order every week. Guys, I've seen championships, believe this or not, championships, Silver Cup trophies, won and or lost by $12. Can you imagine getting to the end of the year, going after this one national championship all year for 12 months, working your butt off, because it's not easy to be in that position, working your butt off, and losing by $12? Oh, I would cry. I would quit. I'd retire. I'd be so angry. I hate losing more than I love winning. And if that was the way we won, I don't know what I'd do. All right, that was the way we lost. I don't know what I'd do. So guys, if you place one order, that's how much that one order means to me. It means to me that we have a chance at a championship someday. Whether that's this year, next year, or in the future, it means that there's a chance, and it means that you were a big part of that. So whether you place one order or 10 orders, thank you for your effort. Thank you for your work last week. Last week, we sold $26,224. Our biggest week of the year in 2025 was $26,012. So we beat our biggest week of 2025 in the first week of 2026, selling $26,000. So that's very exciting for me of what's to come with our team and what's possible. A couple of promotions that just happened. Donovan, you're on deck for your first promotion, so you're really close to that. Second promotion level, Guy and Sabian. Third promotion level, Trevor and Jem. So that means that, so guys, the first promotion's at $1,000, second promotion's at $3,000, the third promotion's at $6,000. So you guys are on deck. And the place that nobody wants to be at. Nobody wants to be on deck for the Dirty 30 promotion. Nobody wants to be between $6,000 and $10,000. You want to be over it. So Liberty, Allie, Adrian, you three are on deck. You guys are in no man's land. You do not want to be in this spot. You want to get to 30% as quickly as possible, because why be at 25% if you can be at 30%? So get there as quickly as possible. You guys are on deck for that next promotion. With that said, we did recently just have a promotion that we want to recognize. Dirty 30, our newest addition to the Dirty 30 team, Miss Serena Molinar. Congratulations on getting Dirty 30. Life will never be the same. You now earn 30% of everything that you make, which is just very exciting because you can work less and make more, or work more and make a lot more. 30%, I'm excited for you to get your first 30% paycheck and for you to finally feel the difference between 20, 25%, and 30%. It means that you've done the work to earn more off of your work, off of your sales. You've done the training, you put in the effort, you learned, you went through the hardships, and you got to 30%, and now you're gonna earn 30% for the rest of your life, whether you're with Cutco or not with Cutco. You'll be able to make 30% on anything you ever place again. And that next level is 20K for the bonus levels, where you start earning 5% bonus off everything that you sell on top of the 30%. So let's get there as quickly as possible. This is our Dirty 30 team. I just put this together this morning. I was like, I think it would be good to recognize and have a leaderboard and a group of people like, hey, get your face on this board, get your face on this slideshow. You want to be at 30% because these people are the people who take advantage of 30%, 35%, 40%, 45%, 50%. If you're not on this board, then you're not taking full advantage of this job. That's the reality. You haven't even experienced this job until you're at 30% commission, because once you're at 30%, that's where you actually make the money that we've been talking about. That's where you make big paychecks like that. So with that said, I'm excited to add a couple more people to that board coming up soon. Write these dates down in your notes. You're gonna wanna know some of the upcoming events that we have here. The first one, we have YEB next weekend. If you want to come to this, there is still time to sign up. YEB, it stands for our year-end banquet. We have a leadership training, a sales conference, and an awards ceremony, all on the 16th and the 17th. The 18th will return back home. So 16th and the 17th, which is next Friday, next Saturday, we're gonna have a leadership training academy, we're gonna have a sales conference, and we're gonna have a banquet all in the same weekend. So it's a huge event. We have 9 people that are signed up and ready to go, that have booked their ticket to go. I would love for more of you guys to come. It's one of the best, as Kristen would say, it's the best event of the year. I would say it's one of the best events. It's one of the best places for you guys to go meet people, meet new people, see the culture here, have a ton of fun, learn a lot. It's really what solidified Kristen when she was a new rep and she came to this. She had only been on the job for 2 weeks when she came to, maybe 3 weeks when she came to come to YB. And YAB was her first thing that she was like, wow, I love this company. I want to be a part of this company, and I see a future for myself here. That was the moment where she decided that she wanted to grow beyond just her fast start. She wanted to grow beyond just her first month on the job. So YAB, it's the 16th to the 18th. It does cost to go, but you can go for free. It's $355 for your hotel, food, transportation, everything to get there and be there for the weekend is $355. Now you can get it for free by selling a table knife pack. If you get it, you'll get 50% off by selling a 4-pack of table knives with a tray. You'll get it 100% off if you sell 2 of those 4 packs. Okay? Also, when you show up, they're gonna give you a 4-pack of table knives with a tray for free as well. So you can go for free and walk out of there with free Cutco. So if you wanna sign up, come talk to me later after team meeting today, after our sales huddle. March Madness. We have March Madness coming up. We're going to do a sales March Madness. It starts in February. It's across the region. Guys, the last 3 competitions in a row, we've been either the Elite 8 or the Final 4. So that means that we've been the top 10, one of the top 10 offices in the entire country. Not the entire country, the entire region for the last 3 competitions, but we've never won it. We've never made it to the championship. So our goal here in March Madness, guys, I'm a huge basketball fan. So we got to go win this one. If we're going to win any of them, the one in the fall, we call it our football playoff contention or whatever. Football's cool. I love basketball though.
Hey, don't knock football.
Hey, I'm not hating on football, but I do love basketball, and I want to go win this March Madness tournament. So that's going to start in February. So long story short, we're going to need everybody to be a part of that contest in order to win that. That's going to start in February, so more details for that as to come. In February, we're going to start a new sales contest where you can win free prizes, free products, and things like that. So just be on the lookout for February. Our next sales huddles, Sunday, January the 11th. That's going to be this Sunday, this Sunday here in 3 days. On January 11th, we're going to be having our next sales huddle at 4 p.m. Now, we're not going to have another one until January the 22nd. So that's another 11 days. So it's very important that you're at this one on the 11th. That way you're set up for the next 11 days, the next week and a half before we have our next one. Our next one will be on January 22nd at 6 p.m. That's a Thursday night at 6 p.m. School will be back in session, so we're going to move our team meetings back to the evenings. That way it makes sense for everybody's calendar. Okay? Everybody got this?
Yeah.
Questions on these dates or times? Theme for YAB, black and gold. I'm rocking a little bit of the gold accents today that I got for YAB. Okay, it's black and gold, so it's black on black. So for guys, wear a black suit with a black shirt for the banquet. Now, there's going to be a leadership conference, there's going to be a sales conference, there's going to be those things, those are just professional, okay? You can wear any suit, you can wear any nice clothes for that. But for the banquet itself, it's going to be black on black. So that goes for you girls as well. Make sure that for the leadership conference, for the sales conference, you guys have normal business clothes that you might wear on an everyday basis. But for the banquet itself, that's where you wear the black dress, or for guys, the black on black suit with the gold accents and things like that. Does that make sense? So that's the dress code for that. A couple inspirations, I can send these pics. I can send this slide in the group me if anybody wants it or needs it for inspiration on what to wear. With that said, let's dive into our workshop. So guys, we're going to be covering the best practices for life. This is to set you up for success, set your intentions right for this year. So on your piece of paper, I want you guys to write down 3 things, at least 3 things. You can do more. This is a brainstorming exercise, so it's not restrictive. So this is a brainstorming thing, so it's not restricted. We're going to write down things that would be cool if it happened in 2026. Things that would be cool if it happened in 2026.
You gotta go.
Okay, have a good day. Things that would happen, things that would be cool if this happened in 2026. Okay, the reason I phrase it like that is because I want you, the way that sometimes people are scared to write things down, when they're like, oh, this is my goal, this has to happen. So then you start thinking realistically. I don't want you to think realistically here. I want you to think, oh, that would be cool if that happened. I got a new car. I saved 10 grand. I moved out. I paid off my car. I went to Europe. I went to Mexico. I traveled. I went on a road trip. I saved blank. I did this. What are those 3 things? What would be cool if it happened? Maybe it's a professional goal. I became an assistant manager, became a branch, a district manager. If you're already set on that path, then don't write that down because that's already going to happen. Okay, what else would be cool if it happened in 2026? I learned how to do a backflip. I was able to dunk a basketball. What are those things? Okay, could run a mile in under 7 minutes. What are those things? This would be cool if it happened in 2026. Okay, so write a couple things down. I don't want you to think negatively. In other words, think optimistically. Think if you knew that if you knew you couldn't fail here in 2026, anything you tried, you'd be successful at. What would you do? Anything you tried, you would be successful at it. You knew that as a guarantee. What would you then do? What would you go after? Start a business? Would you become a manager? Would you buy a car? Would you pay off debt? Would you go on a trip? What are those things? Okay. Think about travel. Think about things to get. Think about investments for your future. Think about maybe health goals, physical goals, mental goals, spiritual goals. Write down at least 3 things. Write down at least 3 things. What are those 3 things? Okay. I'm going to assume that you guys got 2 or 3 things, 3 or 4 things written down. I want you guys to think about this. Don't be cynical. Don't be realistic with these goals. Don't say, oh, well, getting a new car, moving out, probably won't happen. Don't think like that. You're already setting yourself, what is your intention setting? You're already saying that it's not gonna happen just by thinking that way, okay? So, here's what we're gonna do. I wanna go around the room and share one thing. You don't have to share all of them, but pick one. Share one thing. One of my things, I'll start. I already kind of shared it. I wanna do a backflip again. I used to be able to do a backflip. I probably still can. I just haven't tried in 2 years, so I probably can't anymore. So I need to stretch. I need to work out. I need to get my athleticism back in check, and then I can do it again. So that's one thing. Second thing is dunk basketball again. Again, same thing with athleticism. So I guess my biggest something that would be cool that if it happened in 2026 is that I'd be more athletic than I used to be, which is I was pretty athletic. So. That's one of my things. One of the things that I want to do. Obviously, I'd have to work back to that. That would be cool if that happened in 2026. So, Xavier, what was one of yours?
Working to being assistant manager.
Becoming an assistant manager. That's awesome. That's great. Brooke, what was one of yours?
Pull up.
Pull up.
One day I can do a pull up. I will be so happy.
Let's go. That's awesome. Brisa, what's one of yours?
I want to run a marathon this year.
A marathon?
That's insane.
Hey, girl. Okay, fire. Claire, what's one of yours?
Hi. Hitting the dirty 30.
Fire. Trevor, what's one of yours?
I put make $100,000.
That's good. Love it. Serena, what's yours?
I guess actually the same. If I had $100,000 saved up by the end of this year, if I was consistent in the gym, I'm not very good at that. And if I got into vet school.
That's awesome. That's great.
Oh, and went to both Thailand and Egypt
Let's
by the end
go.
of this year.
Okay, Serena. I love it. Adrian, what you got?
Get my AK time down to a 24-25.
Dang, okay, big dog. Okay, good. That's great.
I need to start going on runs with him.
Yeah, yeah. Anyways, that'd be great. Okay, cool. Okay, so here's why we do that. I'm gonna give you the best practices for this job and for life for the next 12 months. What are things that will make your life better that you need to do on a regular basis? It's important to know why you're doing it. Why are you going to change the ways? Why are you going to implement these new systems? Why are you going to be different? Well, so that you can do exactly what you just talked about. Okay? So we're going to talk about things for work. We're going to talk about things for life. We're going to talk a little bit about money. Okay? So with that said, let's dive in. Grab out some notes. And I want you to take good notes about this because I have an outline here and I'm going to preach. And whenever I preach, there's no telling how fast I'm going to talk or what I'm going to say. So be ready to take notes, okay? So we're going to start off with the most important thing that you can do. You know what that is?
Be consistent.
Phone calls. Phone calls. Phone calls are the source for everything that you're going to do in the next 12 months. Phone calls are the source why? Well, because how do you make money here? You make sales. How do you make sales? You do demos. How do you do demos? You book demos. How do you book demos? You make phone calls. How do you make phone calls? You sit down and you do it. There's no other next level to that. You just make phone calls and you do it consistently, like Trevor said. You got to do it consistently. Okay. So I sent this out the other day. I don't know if anybody saw it or resonated with them, but I did the math for 0 to 100. I should have taken a picture of the paper, but rather get off of me. Wait, let me go back to it. I did the math last week, and there was a way if you wanted to make $100,000 in 12 months. The number was 36 phone calls a day for 365 days. If you make 36 phone calls a day for 365 days, the numbers, the averages, those things will tell you The numbers say that it will get you to $100,000 in income, not sales, in income. Try and find that text. I sent it out like on a random Thursday. But I do remember it was 36 calls, so that's what matters. So yes, if you want to be consistent, you got to make the phone calls, and you got to do it consistently, okay? Here's my advice. Set a call goal for every week. Maybe set a call goal for every day. I want to make sure I make 5 phone calls every day, 5 days a week. I want to make 10 phone calls every day, 5 days a week. I want to make 15 phone calls every day, 5 days a week. Now set a goal. You want to be in the habit of doing what you say you're going to do. You don't want to say, I want to make 20 phone calls, I want to make 40 phone calls every day, and then go out, and for the first week, you do one day, first day you do 40, next day you do 37, next day you do 12, and then now you just feel like you're done. Because you're like, I suck. It's not about that. You want to set a milestone. Okay? Here's what I like to do when I set my goals. In terms of numbers. I like to set an ABC goal. Low, medium, high. My low end, I'm gonna make it a minimum 12 calls. That's my guaranteed minimum base. I am not letting myself do less than that. There's no reason that I can't do 12 every day. My medium goal, if I can do 20, that's actually gonna be good. Like, I should be able to do 20. So low, medium, high, ABC. Actually, it's the other way around. It's C, B, A. A goes like your big one, B's in your middle, C's your lows. Also, I'll call it must do, should do, could do. Must do, should do, could do. I must do 12 calls a day. I should do 20. And if I really put my mind to it, I could do 30. Okay? Now you change those numbers whatever it means to you. Your low end is no excuses. You're sick and laying in bed. I'm still going to get it done. That's your low end. Maybe it's 5. Maybe it's 1. Maybe it's 1. Maybe it's 5. Maybe it's 10. Maybe it's 15. I don't know. Your middle is the thing that, I should do this. And I know I can and I know I should. Your high end is the one like, wow, if I really put my mind to it and I have the resources, I could go out and do that. Okay? So you need to have a goal. You have to have a call goal. Call goal every week. If you want to break it up weekly, if you want to break it up daily, monthly, I don't care, but you need to do that. You need to have a goal. That's step 1. Step 2, when you call people, you need to use the right script. It's very important to use the right script. If you're calling people and using the wrong script, well then, you're going to get the bad results. You're going to get results that you don't want. You're going to get results that you don't want. So use the right script. Memorize the phone approach. The more confident you are over the phone, the more easier it will be to book demos. Trevor sounds night and day difference from yesterday when he was making phone calls to today when he was making phone calls. You know what he did differently? He went to SLDM, the Sales Leadership Development Meeting. We talk about phone calls, how to be good at it. This morning, I was like, dang, Trevor sounds way better, right? He doesn't sound like a robot anymore. Something clicked, okay? Something clicked, and he no longer sounds like a robot. A lot of you guys might still be in that stage, okay? So you got to memorize it. You got to get really comfortable with making those phone calls, okay? And you got to memorize the right recommendations or the right script, okay? When you call, it might be easy to look over, but you always offer 2 times. It's non-negotiable, okay? You always offer 2 times. Never say, can you do 4 o'clock? Or never say, when are you free? I'm free all day. You don't say that. You pick the times and you say, Mr. Jones, does this time or this time work for you? If they say no, what do? Offer 2 more times. If they say that day doesn't work for me, what do? Offer 2 different days. You always offer 2 different options. This day or this day. Okay, this day? Okay, great. This time or this time? Okay, doesn't work. How about this time or this time? That way you're giving them easy multiple choice. This or this. Okay? So you always offer 2 times. Do you guys know that there's bad words in Cutco? You can say a bad word here. And I don't like it when you say bad words. You know what bad words are? Interested.
The negative words.
Yeah, negative words. But the word I never want to hear is interested. It makes me cringe when I hear that word. It makes me sick to my stomach. I'm gonna throw a Bible at you. Don't say that word. Don't say interested. Why? Well, what if they say no? Then you no longer have the demo. But if you say, Mrs. Jones, what time works better for you? You still have, it's a yes or yes question. If you say, are you interested in helping me out? Are you interested in seeing my demo? Are you interested in cutlery? That's a yes or no question. You are setting yourself up to be rejected. It's, you know, like when you're shooting paper balls into a basketball or into a trash can, and your friend's sitting by the trash can and they smack it away. It's like getting your friend's attention and saying, hey, watch this before you shoot it. What do you think is going to happen while they're watching you shoot it and they're sitting next to the trash can? Get down here. I'm going to smack it across the room, right? That's what you're doing when you say, are you interested in seeing my presentation? Are you interested in seeing Cutco? That's a bad word. Don't say that word. What's another bad word? There's another one that I was thinking of. I guess that was the one.
We could say, it's kind of bad. Yeah.
I'm actually not too worried about that. If you're public speaking, you're on a stage in front of people, yeah, don't say But you're calling Mrs. Jones, and if you're stuttering, if you're like they're probably gonna take you, they're not gonna see you as like this super professional smooth talker. Which if you're on the phone with a super professional smooth talker, you're gonna feel like it's a little intimidating. So I'm actually okay if you say an here or there. Now, you need to be comfortable with your script. You need to be confident with your script. You need to know your script. But I'm not too worried if you stutter, if you say, I don't know. So those filler words, in public speaking school, those are terrible. Don't say that. But that's not the key. Public speaking is not the key to being good at sales, okay? Being good at sales is being able to understand your customer. Ask good questions. Be yourself, okay? So yeah, don't say interested. Last thing on phone calls, always call. If you're booking demos, oh my gosh, I can't stand it when people try and book demos over the text. Don't book over text, okay? It's unprofessional. I've done it before, and I've sinned. Sinners fallen short of the glory of God. Everybody's sinned. Everybody's done it, okay? Everybody's booked a demo over text. Can you do it? Yes. Can it work? Yes. Can you still sell on it? Yes. Does it work? But it's kind of like the trash can thing. You're setting yourself up to be rejected, okay? They're not going to text back quickly. It's not going to be professional. It's going to be harder to explain it. They're not really going to understand. They're going to meet you at a coffee shop. Like, it's not what you want, right? So it's always best to call, okay? So phone calls, best practices, have a goal, use the right script, memorize the script, offer 2 times, don't say bad words, and always call. Your phone calls, everything that you wrote down for what would be cool in 2026 is on the other side of your phone jam. Every day, when you have to sit down and make that phone call, have that phone jam, think about it. My goals are on the other side of this phone jam. Are on the other side of my low end calls, on my medium calls, on my high calls. Okay, make sense? That's how important phone calls are. Are they fun? Are they exciting? Are they sexy? No, but selling lots of Cutco is sexy. And if you do that, if you make phone calls, you'll sell lots of Cutco. All right, demos. Best practices for demos. Cut your food. Cut food. Holy cow. Cut food. Cut food, cut food, cut food. What does cutting food do? Why does that matter? It builds value in the product. If you're not good enough to build value in the product without cutting food, then you have to cut food. What do you cut? Tomatoes, lemons, limes. Pineapples are great for great customers. Everybody knows how tough it is to cut up a pineapple. Cutco slices and dices like no other. It's insane. Okay? So cut food. Read your manual. Brisa, do you still read your manual? Yeah. Brooke, do you still read your manual? If I asked Kristen and she was here, she'd say she still reads her manual. It never stops. So don't think you're too good to read your manual, because the best of the best are the ones who read their manual. Simple as that. Crack jokes. Get them laughing. Either make them laugh at you or with you. Either way, it doesn't really matter. Okay? You know, some of the puns that I say are so cringy and dumb with the knives. I don't care though, because they're going to be laughing. They're either laughing at me or with me. Either way, they're laughing, which means they're having a good time, which means that they're going to be more likely to buy something. So crack jokes, have fun, relax. Okay? That was the next thing, is have fun. Right? Go with the flow, match their energy. Be the Energizer Bunny. Be the highlight of their day. Give them genuine compliments. Build extra rapport. On your demos, it always helps to have more rapport, not less. It always helps to have more rapport, not less. So build extra rapport. Best practices for communication guidelines, office communications. Read the group me twice a day and never mute it. Okay? I don't allow somebody to mute the group me. You're just going to miss assignments. It's bad for culture.
I have a random question.
Yeah.
What if you're on like a vacation and you already know that this person's gonna be on vacation?
Yeah. Like, can you mute it then?
Yeah.
I would say no, just mute GroupMe the app. Don't mute our GroupMe, just mute the notifications in your phone. Whoa.
Is that your shoulder? Yeah.
You can mute the notifications in your phone. Okay? Don't mute our GroupMe. Read it twice a day, 2 or 3 times a day, check in. Anytime you make sales, drop it in the GroupMe. Anytime you get 10 plus recommendations, drop that in the GroupMe. Okay? Even if you had a no sale, drop that. Like the messages. The only way that I know that you're actually active and reading the GroupMe is if you like the messages. Otherwise, I don't know that you're reading it. So make sure that you like the messages. That's very important to me. Otherwise, I think that you're ghosting or coasting or whatever if you don't like the messages. If you see all of our assistant managers liking the messages, then you should like the messages too. Communication guidelines. Until you're at 10K, continue with the daily check-ins. The more you talk to me, the better. Okay, the more you talk to me, the more you'll sell. The more you call me on your demos, the faster you will learn. Kristen sold almost 60K in her first 4 months on the job. How did she do that? She talked to me every single demo for the first 2 months. She learned so fast. If you're at 10K, are you now a sales expert? Hell no. Okay. I don't say bad words that often, but that's one of those times that I'm like, you're not. Okay? If you're at 50K, you're a sales expert. Absolutely not. If you're at 150K, you're a sales expert. No, but you're pretty darn good. Okay? So until you're at 150K, until you're beating me in true career sales, which I'm at 175, then I'm better than you, and you need to get help. Okay? I don't say that to be like, oh, to hold that over you. I say that to say, use my experience, use my knowledge. Okay? Kristen still asks me for help on things, and she's beating me. She's over 200K career sales, personal sales. Okay? 250, including her branch. So you're never too good. You're never too good to get help. I would write that down. That's big. You're never too good to get help. That goes for me, that goes for Kristen, that goes for everybody in here. You're never too good to get help.
Even the best ones have help.
Exactly. I'm a really good note taker. The reason I'm a really good note taker is because every conference, every meeting I've ever seen Lloyd Reagan in, he's taking notes the entire time. Do you guys know who Lloyd Reagan is? He's the regional manager for our company. What does that mean? He's over $900 million in career sales. Maybe he might be at a B. I don't know. He might be at a
On one of the
billion.
videos.
No, I don't think so. He's old. He'll be at YAB. If Lloyd Reagan is taking notes on an assistant manager's speech at one of our conference, because some assistant managers will give a speech at a conference, if Lloyd Reagan is taking notes from them, who am I? Okay? So take good notes. That matters. Even if you've heard it before, even if you know it, even if you could teach it better than the person speaking, take good notes. Money. Let's talk about money. Let's talk about money. Some of you guys want to save or make 100 grand. It's important that you know what to do with it. First thing is you need to have a monthly cap. Otherwise called a budget. A monthly cap of your spending. I'm not going to spend more than X amount on food. I'm not going to spend more than X amount on clothes. I'm not going to spend more than X amount on gas. So that way, if you want to take that trip and you don't have the money, what are you going to say? No. Two scariest words that you hate to say, or two scariest letters that you hate to say. No. Okay? You need to learn how to tell yourself no. And the best way to do that is to have a written budget. It's a commitment between you and yourself that says, I'm not going to spend more than this much per month. So every month, so for me, it's about $1,400 to $1,700 depending on the month. Okay? If I can go out and make 8 grand in a month and I only spend 1,700 of it, then I just pocketed 6K, 6.3K. But if I see the $8,000 that I'm making and I get all excited and I want to start buying stuff, well, now I'm not pocketing 6K, now I'm pocketing 2K because I spent the other 4. You need to have a monthly cap, also known as your written budget of how much you're allowed to spend. And write it down, and be consistent. Plan for expenses. Don't wait for them to come up. Look forward to it. Look ahead. Know what's going to happen. Ask yourself, okay, what's going to happen next week? What's going to happen 2 weeks from now? Write it down. Put it in your calendar. Plan for expenses. I used to think that you just had to have so much money that expenses didn't mean anything. Like you just, whatever, pay the money. That's how I was for a long time. Then I realized that if you do that, you never plan for the expenses. So what if you get caught off guard? What if there's something that came up that you didn't know about? What if? So what do? You plan the best that you can for expenses. You plan the best that you can for expenses. So you need to look ahead. YAB, how much is that going to cost me? What about gas? What about this? What about that? How much is that? Okay, then the next week. What expenses am I going to have to pay the next week? When is my rent due? When is my car payment? When is my insurance? Okay, how much is that total? How much do I have to have saved up? How do I get to that number? Okay, I can't spend money or have fun until I reach that number. You got to plan for those expenses. Okay. And it's a skill set. It's something that you get good at. Okay. I'll be vulnerable with you guys. I didn't plan for the flight expenses to YAB that I'm taking. Okay. So whenever I paid for it, part of my budget for something else was taken away and put towards that because it took priority over the other thing that it came out of. So now I don't get to spend the money on the other thing that I wanted to spend the money on because I didn't plan for it. Okay. That's why it's important to plan your expenses. Okay. So you guys should have 2 debit cards. 2 debit cards, 2 different accounts. One for everything work related and one for everything personal related. This is how you're going to track your write-offs, your tax write-offs. You guys are independent contractors and girls going into management. This is especially important for you. Especially important. You need to track your write-offs. Best way to do that is to have 2 different cards. One is only strictly used for business or work expenses. So anytime you have to go buy rope or leather, anytime you have to go buy gas, anytime you have to go buy groceries for your demos, that's the card that you use. Anytime you're buying Chick-fil-A or hanging out, that's your personal card. If the team goes out to Chick-fil-A, that's your business card. Okay, because that's a work event. No, as long as it's a separate card that you can have different statements that you don't merge the different transactions. Because when you merge personal and business, it's hard. It's a lot harder to differentiate. Okay. So I have 2 debit cards. Track your write-offs. How do you track your write-offs? By having 2 different cards, because your bank statements for one will ideally be entirely business related. Okay. Lastly, on money, my advice, use cash. Cash feels worse. Now, my recommendation is use what works best for you. Some people I know, they really love to see the number in their account go up and they hate to see it go down. To me, it's like points. It's like a point system. Man, I have so many points to spend. This is great. Numbers on a screen don't mean anything to me. Cash in hand is everything. I hate getting rid of cash. So what do? I take as much as I can out every month in cash to be a saver, because anything I see in my account, I'm going to want to spend it. So I would rather use cash because I don't want to spend my cash. Does that make sense? So if that means, if you have a hard time saving money and you like to spend with your cards, well then stop using cards and use cash. You can use cash anywhere for anything on an everyday basis. Okay? The only time you might not be able to do that is if you go to Europe. And if you go to Europe, you'll go to the bank beforehand and exchange it for euros. Simple as that. Okay? So there's no reason to not use it. There's no reason to not use cash. There's no reason to not be a saver. You need to figure out what works for you. Numbers on the screen or cash in hand. My personal recommendation is cash because it feels different for me. Okay, questions on money? Okay, let's go over personal development practices. Best practices for everyday stuff. You need to read books. Or listen to books. I don't care if it's an audiobook. Read or listen to audiobooks.
Wait, like what category is this? Like last one was money.
Personal
book.
development.
Oh, personal. Okay.
Yeah. Best practices for personal development. My mentor, he's a very successful business owner here. He has a net worth of over $25 million. Every meeting that I had with him, he would reference a different book. He rarely repeated the same book. And he could quote it, he could name the author, he could name the name of the book, just like that. I would ask him a question, he'd be like, well, in this book, this guy says, I'd ask him a different question, well, in this book, and then also this other one also tends to that issue too. And I'm like, holy cow. I'm like, man, why do you read so much? He goes, well, leaders are readers. So I read as much as I can so that I can be a leader, a good leader. So from that moment, I started reading. That was in August. If you guys look at our sales reports from January to July, you'll see a huge fluctuation like this. Huge, back and forth. Some months were good, some months were bad. If you look at August through December, it goes, it just goes up and up and up. January, we're on pace to beat December, so we're still going up. I'm a better leader because I read books now, which then what happens to our team? Our team is better, okay? So am I a perfect leader? Absolutely not. Have I read all the books? No. Do I need to read more? Yes. Am I perfect at this? No. But I figured out what works for me. What works for me, I buy it on Audible and I listen to it 2 or 3 times. I replace my music. I don't need to listen to music while I'm driving. I don't need to listen to music while I'm eating or in the shower or cooking food or on a trip. I'm gonna listen to this book. And because you listen to it, it's harder to retain all the information. So that's why I listen to it 2 or 3 times. So I can actually like hear it multiple times. Leaders are readers. So if you want to be a leader in your life or in organizations, you got to read books. That's an investment. If you're willing to spend $7.99 or $15 a month on Netflix, on Audible, you can get books for free, or they're all going to be $14 or less, $15 or less, $20 or less. Invest your time, invest your money into yourself. Second thing for personal development, guys, I can't stress this enough. Get good sleep. Get good sleep. You have to sleep. And you need to be better about it. If you're like me, when I was your age, I sucked at sleeping. Why? Because I let things distract me. I let my mind distract me. Your mind's not your friend. I don't know if you figured that out yet. Your mind's not you. Your mind is a tool that you use in life, but it's not you. You are not your thoughts. You likely become the thoughts that you have, but your mind is controlled by you, by your soul, by your spirit. You are different. You are separate from your mind. Your mind is not your friend. It is a tool to use. Your mind does not have a mind of its own. Your mind is your mind, and it can run rampant if you don't control it, if you don't use this tool. It doesn't turn off unless you turn it off. The best book I ever read was Ecclesiastes. It's a book in the Bible. Every time I've read it, it's changed my life. I read it in 2020 when I was struggling with insomnia. I was sleeping 45 minutes a night, being up the next 3 days, and then I would be so exhausted that I would pass out for 12 hours, wake up, and then start all over again. It was a cycle for about 6 months. It's terrible. Worst time of my life. I was exhausted, hated life, depressed, anxious. You know why I would wake up after the 45 minutes? Because I would wake up and I was like, I'm not where I want to be in life. I'm broke. I need to figure this out. And it was always just this anxious stuff. My mind was attacking my body. That's what it was. And a big reason for that, I didn't get sleep. So then I read Ecclesiastes, and it says there's a time for everything. There's a time for sleep. There's a time for joy. There's a time for grieving. There's a time for winning. There's a time for losing. Nothing under the sun is new, and there's a time for everything. So I'm sitting, and it says there's a time for sleep, and I'm sitting there thinking, where's my time for sleep going? What am I replacing it with? Oh, my anxious thoughts. I'm trying to fix the world's problems. I'm trying to fix my problems. I'm trying to figure all this out. I'm trying to decipher code. I'm trying to decipher what my girlfriend said. I'm trying to figure out this. I'm trying to figure out that. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to retire my parents. I'm trying blah, 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 blah. Tons of stuff that I'm letting my mind be anxious about instead of sleeping. So you know what I started doing? From 8 a.m. to 7 p.m., I was busy. I was at the gym, I was working, I was in school, I was busy, and I was working and I was expending lots of energy. After 7 p.m., I would be tired from my day, and I would go home, I would eat food, I would lay down, and I would say, now is rest time. If I want to fix these problems that I have in my mind, it starts tomorrow at 8 a.m., and I have a full day to do it. Because there's a time for everything. You need good sleep. If you're struggling in school, if you're struggling in life, if you're struggling with your health, well, I recommend putting more time towards that. And there's a time to do that and be successful at Cutco and have a personal life and have a social life and this and that and blah, 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 blah. Because the Bible says there's a time for everything. Think about it like this. You're in school right now. You're working a job right now. You're a brother, a sister, a son, a friend. You're somebody to somebody. Let's say someday you're working your full-time job. Let me back up. I say all those things. You're in all these different spheres of your life, and you need to know how to manage your energy and your time and your presence well. Let's say fast forward 5 years. You're in a full-time job, and then you get married. Do you stop being a husband or a wife because you have a full-time job? Do you stop having a full-time job because now you're a husband and wife? You do both. Figure it out. Now you have a kid. Do you stop being a husband or wife because now you have a kid? Do you stop being having a full-time job because now you have a kid? Do you stop being a father or mother because now you have a kid? Or because you have a job and you're a wife or husband? These are all different roles that you're going to play. And then you're a grandparent. And then you serve at your church. And then you have to help out a friend. These are all different roles that you're going to experience in life. And it's better to be equipped to handle those roles than not equipped. If you're not equipped, it's going to be really hard. If you're well equipped, then it's going to be not harder. Sorry, it's not going to be easier, but it's going to be better because you will be better. My pastor just this last Sunday gave an example. He said, yeah, me and my wife, we were getting out of shape, so we hired this personal trainer. We went to the gym and
working out, and man, it was hard. It was so muscles were aching. Went the next day, and it was hard, same hard. And the next day, after about a week, I started feeling better. And then he upped our weight, and then it was harder. And then it was harder the next day, and the next day it was harder, and it just kept getting harder. And he's like, and I said to the trainer, he's like, why do you keep increasing the weight? Like I finally got to a place. He said, oh, it's never going to get easier. You're just going to get stronger. The point of working out is you never want it to get easier, otherwise you're not progressing. You never want it to get easier. You just become stronger, and then you up the weight. That's how life is. You become more prepared, and then life ups the weight for you. Or you do it yourself. Okay? So you want to be prepared. You want to be ready for that. So, quality sleep, good habits. This is why community matters. That was my third point. Community matters. Who you walk with, who you're around, that matters. You are a product of your environment. Choose your friends wisely. You can know somebody, and you can be nice to somebody, and you can love on them, and not be their friend. Why would you not be their friend? It doesn't mean that you don't like them. It doesn't mean that you won't be there for them. It means that they are not a part of your inner circle. Why are they not a part of your inner circle?
They don't have the same values.
They don't have the same values. Why else? Why are you not going to let them be a part of your inner circle?
Because they don't have the same ambitions like you do.
Ambitions?
Their attitude will reflect on them.
Bad attitudes?
They can distract you.
Distractions? Yeah.
Because they're liabilities rather than assets.
Liabilities versus assets. People will tell you what. Brooke had a great example of this. They will reflect to you oftentimes they will reflect to you your attitude as well. She talked about how in the summer she was doing a push and she didn't have a great attitude about it, and her boyfriend was reflecting that same attitude back to her, giving her all the negative reasons why she should stop and quit. This push, she has a great attitude, and her boyfriend's encouraging and giving her all the reasons she keeps going. Okay? Your inner circle needs to be people that you value, that you trust, that you want to be like. If you're the most successful person in your circle, then you're or the most it matters what values you have. My inner circle isn't just about success. Everybody that I'm close with that is in business is more successful than I am. But that's not the only people I have in my inner circle. The other people in my circles, they're kinder than I am. They walk with Christ better than I do. They're more faithful, they're more consistent. They're more disciplined than I am. It forces me to be better because you're going to be a product of your environment. So community matters. And if you have no community, that matters too. That's a problem too. Because I live there as well. If you don't have good friends, that doesn't mean don't have friends. That means go find better ones. Okay. Take care of I'll finish up with these last two things. Take care of your spirit, mind, and body. If you have a spirit, don't ignore it. Whether you believe in God or not, that's not my point here. My point is that you do have a spirit and you need to take care of it, regardless of whether you believe in God or not. It's like I said, you are not your mind, you control your mind. So who are you? Who controls the mind? It's your spirit. Okay, so take control of that. Your mind, take care of that. Careful what you think, what you say, what you watch, what you open yourself up to, people that you're around, things that you see, things that you do, your body, how you spend your time. Take care of those things. And lastly, my number one tip for personal development, have a calendar. The reason I am not stressed, I always tell people this, it's kind of funny. I didn't realize that this was how it worked until Lily and Kristen kept pointing it out to me. I'm stressed 4 days a year. And I can tell you the dates that I'm stressed. It's the days we make the calendar for the next 8 months. four times a year. I make a calendar for the next 3 to 8 months. And during that day, that one day that I make my calendar for the next 4 to 8 months, I'm stressed the heck out. You know why? I'm trying to figure out how everything's gonna fit together. There's so many pieces of the puzzle. How am I gonna do this? When am I gonna do this? When am I gonna see my family? Whatever, blah, 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 blah. There's so much going on. How am I gonna do all this? I'm so stressed. And I sit with it and I figure it out for 4 to 6 hours. I plan the next 8 months in detail as much as I can. And then after that, every morning I wake up and I just have to look at my calendar. And I don't have to think about what I'm supposed to do because it's all there in front of me. It's all laid out. So having a calendar will reduce stress. Do you guys know where stress comes from? Stress comes from the lack of a plan. If you're stressed about money, it's because you don't have a plan. If you're stressed about school, it's because you don't have a plan. If you're stressed about this job, it's because you don't have a plan. You're like, well, no, Steven, I'm not stressed about this job. I'm just stressed about how I'm going to pay for this. Because you don't have a plan on how to pay for that. You don't have a plan, so therefore you're stressed. Stress goes away when you have a plan. And the more thought out that plan is, the less likely you are to be stressed. So those 3 to 4 days a year, I'm pretty stressed out. But after that, every morning, Brooke asked me this last week. She's like, how do you stay so positive? How do you stay so upbeat? I'm like, because I got nothing to worry about. I planned for today 6 months ago. I'm good. And in the short term, I make small adjustments. But I don't have to figure out what I'm supposed to do today or what are the things important to me because I've already planned it. You need to have a calendar. I recommend using Google Calendar. It allows you to make things repeating. It allows you to share things with other people like accountability partners or coaches or mentors. It allows you to plan ahead. It allows you to color coordinate. It's a great system. Google Calendar. And the best part, it's free. It's free. So there's no reason you shouldn't use. My entire business is built off Google Calendar and we're using it for free. Thanks, Google. Appreciate you guys. Okay? So you gotta have a calendar because without a calendar, you will be unorganized and you will, like I said, there's a time for everything. So figure out where that time is for everything that needs to go in. And if you don't do that, then you're just with the wind. Okay? So, with that said, I hope you guys got some good notes there. What is the goal for this year, 2026? I'm scared to say it because I don't know if it's possible. I don't know if it's going to happen. But I do know that if we're going to do it, we have to, it's our team it's going to be you guys that it relies on. It's our leadership of our team here, our sales reps, our assistant managers, our branch managers, our field sales managers, our CSPs. Selling $1 million in 2026 is the dream. That's the high goal. Okay? Low, medium, high, CBA, must do, should do, could do. We could do $1 million this year. It would be a long shot, but we could do it. Okay? Things go our way. We do the right things. We continue to go. We practice these best practices. We could do $1 million this year. We should do 650. Okay? 650. We must do 500. I want us to grow. This last year, we finished at 390 for the year.
You said 550?
Yeah, 500. 500, 650, $1 million. It's a big jump. You're like, wait, what happened to 750? What happened to 800? Well, $1 million is the dream, okay? It's a big goal. 2023, we did $400,000 in business. 2024, we did 2023, we did $427,000 in business. 2023 did 427. 2024, we did 429. We grew by $2,000. 2025, we decreased to 390. I don't want, and guys, guess what? And 150 of the 390 came in the last 3 months. The last 3 months of the year. $150,000 of that 3 months. So guess whenever I started reading? August. September, things were different. October, everything changed. Leaders are readers. So the quality of our leadership within our team here, that's going to be the determining factor to where we finish up. But I want to make sure that we don't do any more decreasing. And that's my fault. I take total responsibility for that. This year, 2026, we're gonna grow. Our must-do goal is $500,000. I think we should do about 650, maybe 700. Some people think 725, some people think 600. I say 650. We should do that. The dream is $1 million. I don't know how it's gonna play out. 12 months is a long time. But what do I know? I know that we're gonna do what we need to do today to be successful. Which is what? What is the first thing that we gotta do? That's right. It's gonna be our next thing. Okay, we only have a couple minutes left. You guys wanna stay after, I recommend. Or you guys can leave at 11. But it's 10:53. I recommend have a call goal and hit the call goal and then you leave. That's my recommendation. Whether it's 5 calls, 10 calls, 20 calls, be in the habit of saying I'm gonna do this and then doing what you're saying. Alex Hermosi says that's where confidence comes from. Confidence comes from being a person who does what they say they do every single time. That's where your confidence comes from. So we've had a great year, great semester in 2025, fall semester. This year, I'm really excited about where we're at and what we're doing. So with that said, we have 7 minutes till 11 o'clock. Pick a call goal, write it down. I want you guys also to get in the habit of writing down your goals. Reason we wrote down a couple of goals earlier today and shared them is because you are 76% more likely to hit your goal if you write it down and tell an accountability partner about it and track it. You're 30% more likely to hit your goal if you write it down and tell somebody about it. But if you write it down and tell somebody about it and you track that goal, you're 76% more likely to hit your goal. So you know a couple things that you'd be excited about. And now it's time to go walk the talk. So with that said, it's 10:54. Have a call goal. Pick a number, 5, 10, 20 phone calls. And then when you hit that number, you should go.